Sadnam aloha. So all of our human problems, they're really spiritual problems. They can be reduced to spiritual problems. And a problem is a shadow. And there's 64 main shadow patterns. So a shadow is something that we don't see about ourselves, but we can easily see it in other people. So the shadow is a frequency that's transmitted from our human DNA, and then it's projected out through our mind. So until you awaken to your own shadow patterns and doing your own inner work, you're basically a projector screen, or projector and projector screen. You're projecting yourself onto other people and the world, and they're projecting their mind onto you. So the good news is that every one of these shadows is really a golden shadow. So it means there are gifts for you if you choose to do your shadow work in this lifetime. So the fear of what other people think of you is directly connected to the eighth shadow. And this is the shadow of mediocrity. And the eighth gate comes off the throat chakra here in the chart. So if you have this gate in your chart, you're going to resonate with this shadow end gift. So mediocrity comes with the flavor of disappointment. You know, if you've ever seen a mediocre performance, right? It's less than average. It's ho-hum kind of energy. Doesn't stick with you. You know, it's like that joke, how can you spot an accountant in a crowd? Well, the crowd stands out. So this shadow of mediocrity, it makes us into tofu people. And a tofu person takes on the flavor of all the people around them. They're like furniture people too. They take on the expectations of others, right? They take on the opinions of others. Tofu people have borrowed their personality from other people, such as their parents, the educational system, religion, culture, politics, mass media. So this shadow of mediocrity, it pulls us into the frequency of sameness, right? So every shadow has a fear, and this fear is, what will other people think of me if I refuse to be a tofu person? If I refuse to live a mediocre life? What if I followed my heart and intuition and chose this person, right, as my partner instead of that tofu person over there that all my friends and family are pushing me towards? And my friends and family also happen to be tofu people, right? What will people think of me if I move away from the crowd, the status quo, and live my own life, make my own decisions, obey my intuition, and not some outside authority telling me what to do? What if I followed my dream and my passions? Am I strong enough? Am I confident enough to face the judgment and opinions of those people around me? And these are million-dollar questions right here. You know, we all have to face the judgment and opinions of others eventually on the spiritual path. It's one of the hoops that we have to jump through. So these people that you worry so much about and you care about what they think of you and your choices, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. These people, they have no idea who they are, let alone knowing who you are. They're parrots. They're just parrots of this shadow of mediocrity, reciting back the brainwashing that they received back to you. And also you need to remember that people create mental images of you in their mind. So depending upon the number of people that you know in your life, well, there's that exact number of mental images of you that exist out in the world. Everyone's got their different version of you. And each person expects you to live up to that mental image. This means how you should behave, what you should believe, how you should speak, what you should speak about, how you should dress, right? All these rules according to this mental image of you that they've created in their head. And if you don't follow these rules, you get that look of disapproval, the non-acceptance, the judgment, right? We give way too much power to these outside authorities in our lives. So do you see the insanity of this? Also, you yourself form a mental image of your own self, a mental image that you've internalized since childhood. It's not you, right? What your mother and your father, they tell you who you are. Your siblings tell you who you are. The school system tells you your potential. Your job, your career tells you your worth, what you're worth. And then you self-censor. Well, I can't say that. I can't do that. I can't dress this way. Oh, I can't hang out with these people. Can't basically be myself. So the gift, let's go into the gift of uniqueness and style. This is about becoming self-referenced, big S self-referenced, not outer referenced, receiving your identity from outside of you, looking at your life through someone else's eyes. That's being outer reference. This is what we've been conditioned to do as a humanity. Self-referenced, higher self-referenced, is seeing your life out through your own two eyes, making your own decisions from your higher self and your intuition and your heart. And it's going to piss people off, to be truthful. Those tofu people are going to be pissed off because it draws attention to how inauthentic and fake they've become in their own lives. So you transmute this shadow when you face your fear of what other people think of you, and knowing that you'll be okay. Whatever you do, whatever you decide in your life, if you're following your heart and your intuition and your higher self, you're going to be okay. You've got to let yourself know that I'm going to be okay. So this is going from the lower frequency of the shadow to the higher frequency of the gift of uniqueness. So there's 7.5 billion people in the world and growing, and there's only one you. There's only one you. No, there's no one else in the world that's exactly like you. So the world that's coming will not allow for the shadow of mediocrity, because we're coming into the great age of truth, the Aquarian age, right? And this shadow of mediocrity moves us so far from natural divine law, and that's the capital T truth. The only thing left standing in this world is going to be truth. That's why we're seeing all these institutions going down. They've all been built on fear, which is inauthentic. So any loss or losses that you're experiencing in your life right now, like a divorce, a separation, maybe loss of job, career, money, friends, family, place of living, maybe losing your health, well, it's showing you that these things and people are no longer aligned with your authentic self. So this mask that you've been wearing is being ripped off your face right now. And it's going to reveal the beauty of the real you. That's your authentic self. So in any idea or belief that anyone can define who you are is ridiculous, right? Because how can you know me when I don't even know myself? Me trying to define me trying to define who Michael Neutrino is, it's like a knife trying to cut itself. It's impossible. I can't even know myself in this lifetime. So this is my main gift in shadow. And I feel like, honestly, I'm moving into my third incarnation in this lifetime. There's so many changes. So we are being initiated into our new and improved selves. It's upgrade time now on planet Earth. You can feel it. If you close your eyes and go deep within, you can feel the change stirring inside you. So you can't fear your blossoming. When life is falling apart, it means one thing. You're being birthed, right? So it can seem chaotic. It can seem scary and unknown. It can seem messy, but that's what birth is all about. So you don't want to cling to your tofu mask. your tofu persona that you've created, that everybody loves about you, except you, right? You want to take off that mask and then embrace your freedom to be you. This is what you want. This is what your soul wants in this lifetime. So people will either be fearful of you and step away. You just say, bye-bye. You're not for me, right? Or they'll be in awe of you. They'll be inspired by you, maybe to become their authentic self too. So the powers that be, they want us to go deeper into this shadow of sameness, like the Borg, right? To go against our true nature, to conform, all living in maybe 200 square feet apartments or cages, you could call them, on top of one another, stacked on top of one another in smart city high-rises, told where we can and can't travel, what we can and can't buy, chipped and tracked like farm animals. This is the shadow of mediocrity. And the power to resist this narrative is found in one thing and one thing only, and it's your uniqueness. And this is what they fear the most, your uniqueness, right? Because it can't be controlled. So for each one of us to embrace our uniqueness will stop this narrative in its tracks. So our uniqueness is our soul. It's our power of intuition. It's our creativity. It's our guide. It's our best friend that loves us unconditionally. So we all have to undress. We need to take off these false selves. And it's not as easy as it sounds, because this conditioning that we've all received, it goes deep into the cells of our body. Right? So this is the fear that you start to feel when you start to make the steps towards your true authentic self. You feel the fear. Well, the food, we'll just go to basics. The food that we eat can condition us. That's why they want us all eating bug burgers and we'll be happy, plan, because it creates a lower frequency consciousness. It's a de-evolution of humanity, a more controllable humanity. This is the shadow of mediocrity. So according to your human design chart, you're designed to eat foods that are unique to you. That your vehicle and brain, right, your brain and body need to thrive. So for example, I myself, I'm cold. So I have to eat foods that are lower than my body temperature, or else my brain gets foggy. I'm just not on top of my game, right? And then the fear comes up. I'm less prone to depression, anxiety when I eat according to my type. And also the right environment for you so that your body can thrive, that your vehicle relaxes, right? And this means being your authentic self. And this means you attract the right people, the right opportunities to you. So mine's called Passive Mountains. I live on top of one of the tallest mountains on planet Earth, on Maui, if you measure it from the bottom of the ocean to the top. So when you live against yourself, when you live against your uniqueness, life becomes harder, a gong show. Everything seems to be going against you. So all this information is found in my 1.5 hour recorded readings that are unique to you. So you'll also learn how your brain and mind works, how you're designed to make the correct choices in life according to your aura type, so you're self-referenced, and also what you're supposed to see out in the world, plus a powerful Kundalini Yoga meditation to dissolve this false self. So I'm offering 30% off for readings for the month of July. And if you purchase a reading for a friend, that's 50% off. Because I want to get this information out to as many people as possible, as well as supporting my own work. So check out my website for the discount codes. I'll put them in the information box too. So just take a minute today. That's all I ask you. A minute to just be yourself. Time it, and I'm just going to be myself for a minute. To be yourself is to bypass your mind completely and to be your natural self. Just a minute. Try it. See what happens. So please leave your comments below. I love reading them. And thank you to everyone who's donated or purchased one of my products. I really appreciate it. And be sure to sign up for my free newsletter so we stay connected. You can follow me on Telegram, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay? So have a wonderful day and evening wherever you are in the world, and be you. Okay, Sadnam Aloha.